Hi everybody, welcome to Tano Tastes. I'm Fletch.
And I'm Kev.
And we are Tano Spirits, a Melbourne-based shochu distillery in progress.
In progress.
Every episode we're going to be bringing you with Tano Tastes a new shochu. Kev and I have quite a large collection between us, and we're going to go through. When we've gotten through all of those, we'll probably start buying other stuff, but
I'm going to have to start buying stuff very soon.
Yeah, so this time around, we're actually going to talk about Kasutori.
Kasutori Shochu.
Kasutori Shochu. What is Kasutori Shochu, Kev?
Kasutori Shochu is a type of... It's basically shochu made from the leftover rice from sake brewing or sake fermentation. So a lot of sake breweries in Japan, once they have fermented or made their sake, they will press the rice, kind of like similar to when you're making wine, to extract the juice from the rice. However, so you'll be left with this kind of rice mush at the end that will still contain some alcohol. And rather than throw that away or give it to the cattle, you can then take that sake lees and you can distill it and turn it into what's known as Kasutori Shochu.
So, what do we got for this one? And I'm going to come up to the camera because then it will focus on it.
Well, I did this time.
Oh, it did.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a distillery from Hakusen Distillery. So we did one last time on an Imo Shochu, which is more typical of, I think it was an Imo Shochu. Yes, Imo Shochu. This is from the Gifu prefecture in central Honshu. Honshu is the main island where you have Tokyo, and it's sort of right smack bang in the middle. It is an atmospheric distillation,
which means regular distillation.
Which is not necessarily unusual for this type of shochu, but is maybe more unusual for rice in general, which is often vacuum distilled. This is atmospheric. And what were we saying about we were saying before, it's made from leftover sake lees.
So Koji wise, we can make a pretty good supposition that this is a yellow Koji.
Yellow Koji, because that's typically what's used in sake brewing.
Yeah, which for shochu, yellow Koji isn't used for a lot of shochu, but predominantly where you would find it is in rice shochus.
Rice shochus,
and this. But again, shochu's all over the place. So there's other types of shochu that can be used with a yellow Koji.
Yeah, and then depends on the brewery, what flavor profile they're chasing, who they're trying to sell it to as well. That will also determine what kind of Koji they use. What was interesting is this is the sake used in, this is the rice used in making Daiginjo sake, which is generally is the highest polish rate of any sake. So when
anything under 50%, right?
Yeah. So when you have the rice grain in sake making, they will mill that rice from the 100% rice, and they'll mill it down to anywhere for Daiginjo anywhere from 50% or less. And the reason why they do that is the way that rice is made in Japan is often it's basically often seen as like the flavor is more concentrated towards the center of the grain, and you have the kind of other stuff on the outside, which
stripping away proteins from the outside. Basically.
Yes, right.
So you strip away the outside, and you get different flavor profiles. Like the more of that to that central core that you get, the more the flavor profile will change. This one is 35%. So you have a grain of rice, and this is basically 35% left of that grain of rice.
So,
this is high. This is like a really high polish rate.
Which is kind of crazy. Obviously, the rice you get in Japan is a lot different to the rice you get in Australia, especially Australian grown rice. But if you can picture a handful of rice grains, they're not very big anyway.
Yeah.
And then you're just saying, well, take that and then take 65% of that away, and that's the rice that they're using, which is incredible. Like, it's a lot of I'm not going to use the word. I don't want to use the word waste, but it's a lot of stuff they're throwing away to achieve a certain flavor profile.
It's also very hard to polish down to that because what happens, the more you polish it, your rice can crack, right?
Ah, right.
And if your rice cracks, it can ruin the flavor profile of your fermentation, your sake, like anything
That's
like that.
interesting.
And
yeah, right.
as you're polishing it, it produces heat. And the heat is what helps with the cracking. So you've got to keep the heat right down. Like a lot of people try to make home polishes and stuff. I know one guy that has managed to do it now, but it's very, very difficult purely because of that. Anyways, let's try this stuff.
Yes.
So this is the Hanamikura Daiginjo Kasutori Shochu. So
Okay.
let's have a go at this.
Right.
No spoilers, but this is actually one of mine and Kev's favourite shochus. Yeah, man. Like compared to a regular Kome shochu, it's just like
There's a lot more like funky flavors to it.
yeah, so much shit going on.
Yeah, it's got this. If you're a lover of sake, this will strike a lot of the same notes. It's not sweet. Like it has a real, for lack of a better term, just like funk to it, which is incredible.
To me, it's passion fruits. It's like
I'm glad you're looking at the flavor wheel. I
wasn't looking at the flavor wheel. So we do have a flavor wheel that we sometimes like refer to.
I probably should refer to it more. I'll get better words.
That one I pulled out of my ass.
No, it's good. And you said it, and I was immediately like, oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's a passion fruit. Like it's so beautiful on the nose. Now I'm just gonna drink it because I can't be bothered with it. Oh. Damn, that's so good. Like it's so freaking good.
It's very complex.
It's sweet. It is sweet. Like so like spirits. It's hard to say that a spirit's sweet because obviously there's no kind of like sugar bomb in it, but it's kind of that sweetness on it.
It doesn't hit any of this sort of vanilla. Maybe a bit of caramel, perhaps. But for me, it's kind of flowery. It's fruity. It's there's like an oiliness to it as well.
It's got a slight bitter note on the back, like right at the back. But it's not. I don't know if it's bitter or astringent. It's there, but it's actually very, very complementary. It's not a detraction.
Yeah,
it's
a very, very, very nice flavor, and also like from the point of view of someone who doesn't know what shochu tastes like, this is not how I would describe most shochus, but it is also is a great showcase of how complex a shochu can be.
Absolutely.
Like if you enjoy wine, if you enjoy sake, this would be something like you would, once you've gotten past all of the regular bottles of wine that you might have at home, and then you pull out something really special. This would be something that I would describe as that kind of sits in that category.
It's not a common one. It's not like you'll find this everywhere. It's not, like Kasutori Shochu. It's very well known, but percentage-wise of what people drink in Japan, it's not a very high percentage or anything like that.
Because it's such it's a harder one to make. You have to
less volume because of the
you have to be first making sake, which itself is a very difficult process. You have to be able to take that leftover sake leaves and then use it for something. So in the one hand, it's very great because it's good because it's recycling that process. You're not wasting anything. But on the other hand, there's so many more steps before you get to even like looking at distilling this thing.
I've finished this and I feel sad. However,
we'll have to do it again.
However, Kev did hear that this one is good with hot water. So 1 sec. Okay, so we just added some hot water to this. And why do we add hot water to shochu?
To change the flavour. And to warm you up on a cold winter's Melbourne evening. Yeah,
Oyuwari. It's called Oyuwari. We've explained this before, but it's a style of drinking shochu. It really does help open up certain shochu. It's not for all shochus.
No.
But let's have a taste of this.
Have a wee tasty. So this is about like 50-50-ish.
That is actually I would highly recommend drinking this with hot water.
How good is it?
I have not had this one with hot water before in the Oiwari style, and it's just such a robust shochu.
It really holds.
It's robust.
Really, yeah, it really hangs around, and that hot water, just like all that funky flavor we were talking before, just kind of.
What's changed for you? So for me, I'm getting, and I just glanced over at the profile. I'm getting lavender now.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Like a lavender field kind of.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit from the, I don't know what people call that when you drink something and you smell it as you drink it.
Yes.
Because it kind of, it's like going up to your nostrils.
Half your taste.
And into your mouth as well at the same time. I am getting that lavender, that flowery, but not like a sweet one, but more like say a lavender kind of.
I think the Koji is a bit more pronounced now as well. It was there before, but it was in that mix of funk, right? Now you're kind of getting this like earthy.
There's more of that earthiness there, and I think that bitterness is gone.
Little bitterness gone.
I think its bitterness is gone for me, or it's not as pronounced.
Little moldy in a good way.
Ooh. That's
mold is the best, okay? All right, mold is amazing.
It's in there.
We
moldy,
love mold.
oily mushroom, moldy, moldy. It's
there
a flavor. It's a positive flavor profile for some.
All right, so I have to say that I've drunk most of this bottle, and I haven't even thought to put hot water in it.
And aren't you glad that we just tried this?
So glad, man. So glad. Like this is just elevated. Like, honestly, I love a good imo shochu with hot water. And I think this goes toe to toe.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I could swap imo to this, imo to this. Like a nice cold winter's night, this. Oh, man, just, like, I can imagine just sitting down and eating a bunch of fucking good food. And, like, afterwards just having some of this.
And it's such a nice feeling when you add hot water or ice to a shochu and it goes, it has gone better.
It's better.
And
it's better. I don't know how it could have gotten better. This was already really good. Not too degrade. I mean, I have had this on ice. We're not going to do that because we're almost out of the bottle. But I've had this on ice and it's freaking delicious.
Yeah, right.
It's delicious as well. So it works on ice, it works straight, and it works oiwari. Man.
And it's such a good drop.
Anyways, that's all we've got. And that was a beautiful, beautiful drop. Highly recommended if you can find it.
If you can find a bottle.
Hanamikura Daiginjo Kasutori Shochu. We are Tano Spirits. I'm Fletch.
I'm Kev.
Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We've got a lot more of this stuff coming on. We've got a whole journey ahead of us.
So much. Very, very excited for the next little while.
So what do we say? Drink shochu.
Drink shochu.
Drink shochu.
Until next time.
See you later.
Bye.